kitchen with my
Audra.
Someone in the kitchen I know. Someone's in the kitchen with my
Audra.
playing out an old band.
Alright, today we're going to make saag, an Indian spinach dish. I'm just using frozen spinach, and I'm cooking for 8, so if you want to cut this in half, you can. I put 3 12-ounce bags of frozen cut spinach in here. You can buy like chopped spinach. You can use fresh spinach and chop it, or leave it whole leaf, or you can puree it. This is one of those dishes that it's kind of how you like it. So the basis is the spinach. We're going to need, I have a large onion that I already chopped. If you're cutting this in half, use 1 medium onion. I used a big one. We're going to need ginger, and I like a lot of ginger. For this recipe, I'm going to use about 3 or 4 tablespoons, and then I have some minced garlic here, and that's probably 3 tablespoons in there. And I have some hot peppers. You can use whatever peppers you like. You can omit the peppers or use a real mild pepper if you don't like the hot stuff. We're going to need garam masala, and this is some that I freshly ground. Some cumin and coriander and some kosher salt and yogurt and ghee. If you don't have ghee, you can just use regular cooking oil, like whatever you cook with. Olive oil is probably not the best because it doesn't have a very high temperature threshold. All right, I have my pan over here. It's preheated on the stove. I'm going to add a few large tablespoons of the ghee. And ghee is just it's clarified butter. The milk solids have been taken out. It is very good for cooking at high temperatures. Throw my onions in here.
Yeah, onions!
My garlic.
Go garlic! Team garlic!
My ginger. This is one of those things, you can do it to your taste. Don't want any big chunks of ginger in there. And then we're going to throw our peppers in there too.
Yummy!
And we're going to let this cook for a while till those onions get real soft, almost to a toffee, a light toffee color. We want those really cooked down. Okay, now you can see that the color has changed significantly. It's a nice golden color. If you find it is drying out a little bit, as mine is, I really want this to get more brown. So I'm just going to put a couple of tablespoons of water. I have a measuring cup filled with some water for when our mixture starts to get too thick. So just moisten it up a little bit. You might find you need to do that a couple times or another time before it's ready. That's fine. Alright, we're pretty well cooked down here. Everything is very well cooked. You do see some little toasty bits in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the spices. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put our dry spices in it. That's our cumin, our garam masala, and the coriander. And in this one, I put in a tablespoon of coriander, a heaping teaspoon of garam masala, and a teaspoon of cumin. Split that in half if you want to make portions, 4 servings. So we're going to let this cook. I'm going to go ahead and add another couple tablespoons of water. We're going to let those spices cook for a couple minutes, a few minutes, 3 to 5. As the spices cook, you'll sense the change in the perfume of the spices to a more melodious, earthier, richer scent than the raw spices. Put another tablespoon of water in there. So we're just going to let those come together You'll smell the change. It's hard to describe, but you'll be able to smell as the seasonings, as the spices change as you cook them. So we got that good paste going. We'll just let that cook for a couple minutes. And I'm going to keep stirring it periodically because I don't want it to burn. Alright, we've got our spices very well blended. Smells wonderful. So we're going to go and add our spinach in now. I see mine still kind of frozen inside. You want yours, it's ideal if it's thawed because then it will cook faster. So this is going to drop my temperature down in my pot a little bit, but oh well. So get that spice mixture, onion mixture incorporated into the spinach. So I added a cup of water. If you're going to do this in half, just put a half a cup in, unless you want it to be thick. I'm going to let that cook down, and I'm going to check the consistency in a couple minutes. Okay, so we got our stuff incorporated pretty well here. I'm going to take it off the heat for a minute, and I'm going to add a cup of yogurt. That stirred in there well. Yogurt is well mixed, and I'll put it back on the heat. Throw a pinch of salt in there. If at this point it's still too thick for you, add more water. And again, I have the whole spinach, whole leaf spinach. So it has more, I like the texture better than the pureed spinach or the really finely chopped, but it's a personal preference. You do it how you like it. So I'm just going to put a little bit more salt.
Just going to do that to taste your own personal taste too, right?
Absolutely.
You got sea salt there?
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt, okay.
Whatever you have. Okay, so we put the yogurt in, so now just let that cook for a few more minutes. If you were going to do a saag with paneer cheese or with chicken or whatever kind of meat you have, at the beginning of this, you take your chopped meat, your cubed paneer, you marinate it in your ghee, in about 2 tablespoons of ghee, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a teaspoon of turmeric. More cayenne if you like it, and you saute that so it's browned. And at this point, and cook the chicken all the way through if you're using meat. The paneer, you just brown it on a couple of sides. At this point, you would add the meat in, and then it would be ready to go. So this has cooked, and I will show you how I serve it. Okay, so I made some brown rice earlier in my rice cooker. So I'm just going to scoop up some of this. Yeah, I like brown rice. You make whatever kind of rice you like. Just grab a nice scoop of that. It's totally beautiful. So there you go. There's brown rice with the saag. And I would serve it with some papadum, which is just a browned lentil wafer. This has little bits of garlic in it. You can get it with cracked black pepper or cumin in it, and it's a nice little accompaniment. Enjoy!